Because of update 6.5, we now have multiple options for free-to-play players. In fact, I dare say we have more options than we need in this character. Couldn't this even mean that you don't need a new character? I'm talking about you, Classic Flash. I know there has been a lot of backlash about Classic Flash. He was released without a free-to-play option to get him, as we usually get. But I want to give you guys a little bit of history here while you observe the gameplay of my top 10 teams that I use for solo raids. So before now, when a character is released, like many years ago, I can't specify the number of years, but maybe at least 3, 4, 5 years ago. Remember, this game is 8 years old. Many years ago, on Injustice 2 Mobile, when a character is released, you don't get the character immediately. So some of you that started playing this game maybe last year, last 2 years, or maybe even last 3 years, you probably are used to the system where a new character is released, you have some gems, you try to get the character. If you're lucky, you get the character. That was not the case. When I joined, you don't get that. A new character is released. Those that have the money to spend, they were able to buy the character within the first week. Then after that, initially it will take sometimes a whole month. It takes a long time before the character will be available in a gem chest. But later on, they were reducing the time, maybe up to 2 weeks. So this Classic Flash might just be a week. That after 1 week, we now get a gem chest. But yeah, my point is, this is not a normal, like this is not far from what they used to do. They just went back to the way they were in the past. And it made me have a little bit of a controversy. It made me think that, wait. Could it be that these guys only gave us one of the best, if not the best update we've had in Justice 2 Mobile to cushion the effects of this decision? Because I'm sure they have analyzed their books over the past few years and they have seen that they don't, how do I put it now? They have seen that they don't make as much money as they were making before. So the way it was before, players complained that how will you release a character, and the free-to-play players don't even have any way of getting these characters. People were angry. I was among the people championing a change that we should have a chance to get the character even if we don't spend a dime. Of course, we know that even to get the gems, it's either you are grinding endlessly or you spend some money or on any of those what are they called? Those rewards in the reward section of the game. Yeah, you go and play another game. Even in those other games, you may need to spend $10 or $20, and if you complete that, you are able to get some gems in Injustice 2 Mobile. So, yeah, one way or the other, you were spending money. But for those that were grinding, truly grinding the game, and not just grinding, saving, because one thing about Injustice 2 Mobile, it was very, very important that you optimize your use of gems. You will see on my account right now, I have about 48,000 gems, and I've not even played this game for the past 2-3 months. I just came back to the game like a week ago. So, but I still have 48k gems because I don't just open any chest. You see, for somebody that has been playing for years, I've been playing at this point. I started playing pre-COVID. So you do the calculations to know how long I've been playing Justice 2 Mobile. You would think my account now should be like 100 million TTV, but it's not, because of the way I manage my gems. I only build characters I need for specific things. I don't just max out any character. All my materials, every material I get in this game, down to gears, reforges, gear reforges, all of them, all those materials, even if the ones are commonly available, I don't just spend it anyhow. I leave them to build characters. Like I have teams for solo raid, like these teams you are currently seeing on the screen. Mind you, all the teams on this video are free to play. So yeah, just a side note. Anyways, my point is that I manage my resources very well to save gems, to save other resources, to build only the characters I need for each of the game modes, whether it's solo raid, whether it's I don't play League Invasions, but I may start playing it now, depending on if it's interesting now. League raids too, and even arena, because there are certain characters that are good for arena and not necessarily good anywhere else. Yeah, so for example, the Multiverse team with Multiverse, Armored, Supergirl. So yeah, it boils down to that people save, they grind and they save, and they were not getting the characters that they wanted. And it's quite unfortunate. We pushed, and lo and behold, all of a sudden, we got a new legendary character, and the character was available to get via gems. So that was good. We thought that was a one-off, but over the past I'm trying to remember now if it's 3 or 4 years, but let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just say over the past 3 years, probably more. But yeah, after that, we started getting characters that on the day of release of the character, you have the paid option for those that want to spend money and don't want to risk not getting the character after spending some gems. And also, we that have been saving gems for months, we were able to unlock the character. So it was a win-win for everyone. On the day of the character release, we were all able to get the character. But as you guys can see, they've gone back to the earlier method where the new character can't be accessed via gems until a specific period. So this is like a premium release. So right now, if you are so desperate for the character, you can get the character from the premium pass. But if you want to but you can only get, at the moment, it's only 2 stars of classic flash that you can get that way. And apart from that, you can get the character from the store by spending $100 to get 4 stars. I guess $50, right? I don't know how much it is in other currencies, but by half of that to get 3 stars. Then of course you also get the gears. So I understand your anger. I understand your frustration. I have felt that way. I've been there. In fact, I felt that way yesterday because I was waiting for the character to be released. You guys know how we do this. Whenever the character is released, I do an unboxing video, attempts to unlock the character via gems. Even if at just 3 stars, I try to get the character, then I give initial gameplay so that you guys can know whether to spend your gems or not. And that has been a working model for the past few years. Only for me to wait, I was really excited for the character. Only for me to open the game, I went to the store, I was swiping, I did not see legendary flash. What's going on? I was seeing the new anniversary chest, but I did not see legendary flash, classic flash. Only for me to, I said, in fact, I asked the question, is it that they are delaying the release of the character until I went to go and check the paid section? Lo and behold, $100. And the character is available at 4 stars. So that's when I realized that, this character release is from the premium pass and from buying the character outright with $100. Now, I was faced with a dilemma. I wasn't sure what to do. I was thinking, okay, guys, it's not as if I cannot get this character. If I want to buy this character, of course, I've seen some people max out the character and not just take the character to 7 stars, but they've done max ascension on the character. So I'm not going to, I don't like to speak against people, right? I don't like the idea of, because somebody is spending money, it's their money. They know how they make their money. If they want to spend it on anything, they reserve the right. They have every right to spend as much as they want. Even if you work for your money, if you want to carry the money and put it and make fire and put the money, or use the money to make fire or something like that, or drain the money down the toilet, whatever you want to do, as long as you worked for that money, you reserve the right to do it. Nobody can stop you from doing that. It's your right. But it's now got me thinking. It will not take anything from me to buy this character at 4 stars, to spend the $100, buy the character, then buy the $10 gears. It won't take anything for me to do that. But it would hurt me if I were to spend $100 on this character and one of 2 things happen. Either number 1, this character is completely useless. I don't know if you guys can remember when was released, because right now all of you are enjoying you are enjoying Shazam, but there's a time that the only way you can get anything out of and Shazam is to use paid artifacts, either using the gemstone or the beta club, or both gemstone and beta club. In fact, sometimes even with Raven. I did not like that. So there was that thought that I don't want to spend $110, unlock this character at 4 stars, spend my time to build this character, only for me to find out that I cannot use him as a damage dealer because maybe his star rating is too low, maybe he needs ascension or something like that. Okay, but even if a character is not going to be good as a damage dealer, Most times, even at 3 stars, at 4 stars, for example, my Killer Frost is still 3 stars. My Beast Boy was 4 stars until I think last week. I took him to 5 stars from the Beast Boy chest. But he had been 4 stars since it was released. In fact, it was 3 stars for a very long time. Then earlier this year, it became 4 stars. Then last week, it became 5 stars. Point being, Beast Boy, even at 3 stars, was already 100% useful for me. If I had spent $50 to get him at 3 stars, or I had spent $100 to get Beast Boy at 4 stars, I would have absolutely zero regrets. Zero regrets, because when you unlock a character, even at just 3 or 4 stars, and you can build the character and you are seeing you're doing a huge amount of damage, the character is very, very useful to you. It's easy to overlook that, oh, you just spent $110 on something that doesn't on an intangible, as I like to call it, because it's not as if you have Beast Boy. It's not even like buying a toy that you can physically hold. Anyways, but if you can enjoy that character, you can benefit from the character. Maybe there were parts of the game that you could not one shot before. Now with Beast Boy, you're able to one shot, which is very true, especially for random tagging matches. Beast Boy is the king of random tagging matches. But my point being that Beast Boy was useful. We found it to be useful right from the jump. I was among the first people to share that initial gameplay. Of course, that was because I could get him from a chest and I didn't have to spend money. But my point is that we need this gem chest. It needs to exist. I believe the reason why they have removed it is because they felt that they were making more money by not releasing the gem chest the same day that the character is introduced to the game. And look, NRS is a business at the end of the day. To keep the lights on, they have to make money. So I'm sure that was a purely financial decision. I'm sure it wasn't because NRS wants to punish us or they hate us or whatever absurd reason. It's purely business. This whole thing is a business. It is fun for me. It is fun for you. It is a business for NRS. So they will always they will always take actions that that you may not find, you may not be happy with, you may not agree with, but it's good for their business. If they knew taking this action is going to cost them, they would never do it. But I'm sure with the amount of people that I have seen unlocking Classic Flash, I'm sure because of that, they will now see that, oh, why did we ever even stop what we were doing before? And realize that it was a mistake to have gem release. But what I will add is that, or then put it like this, what I would have done. So if I were NRS, how would I not alienate the entire base but still be able to make money? This is what I would have done. As I said, okay, there will be a limited time gem chest. And this idea is not even new. Guys, what I'm about to say now is not new. It is an idea from another game that they have, which is Mortal Kombat Mobile. Now, what I would have done is a limited time gem chest. So the gem chest will be available for, let's say, 2 days or even 1 day. And you cannot unlock more than 4 stars. So as soon as you approach or you get up to 4 stars of the character, the chest will vanish for you. If you want anything more, you have to go and spend the $100 to get 4 stars or $50 to get 3 stars. What this will do is that the players can try their luck. Remember, it's luck. It's not even as if we are getting guaranteed. It's still luck. Still based on luck. But what that will do for us is that we're able to attempt to get the character at 3 or 4 stars, depending on how lucky you are. And you are able to test out the character and see if the character is good for you. But I think on that to me, that would have been a solution that works for everybody. So that if you like the character at 4 stars, maybe you're able to do 1 billion damage in solo raids, then you can realize that, okay, maybe if I can take this character to 6 stars, I'll be able to one shot. And you go and spend maybe $200 to get the remaining one. But of course, they will see that as, well, if we do that and we know we've not made this character, which is on that point I'm going to get to, we know we've not made this character to be a damage dealing beast or a support beast. We just made this character to just add to the roster. This is not meant to be a special character because, like it or not every character in Injustice 2 Mobile is going to be special. Not every character is going to be a good for solo raids. Some characters may be made for invasions or maybe made for arena, but they know that the selling point of Injustice 2 Mobile is not league invasions. It is not league raid. It is not even arena or champions arena. It is solo raid. Solo raid is is the selling point of this game. It is the fun thing, and to me personally, it's the mode I like the most. Mostly because I like modes that I have complete control over. With league raids, you have to be coordinating, you have to wait for somebody to. It's a whole thing for me. Even league evasions, the same thing. League evasions, you have to coordinate, you have to hit specific times. Solo raid gives you freedom. Anytime you are on break, you are free at work, you can just log into the game, play 1 or 2 matches from a slow raid, go back to work or go back to class or something. It gives you freedom, and that freedom is very important to me, and I believe it's very important to most players of Injustice 2 Mobile. So I think it's pretty clear on that front. They know. You can't tell me NRS doesn't know. They know, they have the data. They would know that the most played mode in this game is the solo raid. The mode that people are interested in the most is the solo raid. The mode that people want to upgrade their characters for, or that the people will spend money for to get artifacts that will help you in the mode, it is solo raid. And that's another point, that you get they make money from artifacts, from selling artifacts, and you guys also know they don't give you those artifacts directly. Like, you can't pay $100 for the beta club, for example. They will make more money telling you to spend $20 20 times to get the beta club. So yeah, I think that part is pretty clear. They know. That's the point I'm trying to drive on with this, is that they know that solo raid is the selling point. So they will always want to tell you that a character is a huge damage dealer. And, and guys, that's one practice about NRS I don't like. Even though I like this, their last update, but there's some things about NRS that they need to change. One of them is their messaging. They will just release a character and tell you that this character is a good damage dealer, but they won't tell you what mode. So I can tell you guys, Multiverse Armor Supergirl is a good damage dealer, and that would be true, because if I take my Multiverse Armor Supergirl to Arena, I can destroy almost every opponent, both the ones that use shield, the ones that have special artifact. She destroys most characters. So if I make a statement that Multiverse Armor Supergirl is a great damage dealer, I am not lying. That is actually true. But we all know that nobody is going to open their wallets to buy a character for Arena. You can carry my grandma and she will beat Arena. You don't need to buy a special character for Arena. But they will just make vague statements like that to make you want to spend, to make you want to get a character. And I've always hated that. But let me not run too far away from the point. All this is to say that Classic Flash wasn't made available in the gems, Gems, because I believe they know if we were to get him Gems at 3 or 4 stars, by now you would have had a plethora of videos showing that this character is at best is as good as one of the 7 league grade. It's not game breaking, essentially, because at this point most people that are not like super rich or crypto billionaires would be willing to spend on is spending on a game breaking character, a character that makes your slow raid grind easier. That's what most people are going to spend on. And that's just the way, like, that's the state of Injustice 2 Mobile right now. If you bring a character right now that, okay, you can one shot if you pair the character with Raven, to me that is not a good enough character to chase. The reason is because we already have a lot of characters in the game that if you pair them with Raven, they will do well. We have Raiden from Mortal Kombat team. We have before used to be part of that. That if you pair with Raven, you can do well. But now doesn't need Raven anymore. They also have King of Atlantis Aquaman. So those kind of characters, they might be good and they might be able to one shot, but you may need like a gemstone artifact. You may need Beta Club, or you may need Raven. I wouldn't advise anybody to go for those characters, simply because they are existing characters that will be easier to get and that will give you the same results. You don't need to spend money because of the hype of the new character. It is not needed. But obviously NRS knows all this, so it's part of the reason. Number one, in the past they've made more money by not releasing a gem chest on the same day of the character release. That one is very clear. Number two, they wouldn't want as much people to know so much about the character and kill the hype of the character. I don't know if that point is passing. I don't know if I'm passing that point across very well. But when you use gems, a lot of people will have the character. A lot of people will post videos, and very quickly, those that want to save their gems can easily make a decision that, okay, I'm going to skip this character. And mind you, this idea of skipping a character is not new as well. In the past, a lot of people, when a character is released, those that spend a lot of money, they will get the character, max the character out within the same day, and drop gameplay videos. We would watch that video and decide, okay, if we're going to skip this character or not. But now that the characters were now available via gems, it just meant that yes, every Dick and Harry can get the character now, so you don't even need to check any video. You can just get the character yourself at 3 stars, try out the character, get a feel for the character. If it's what you want, fine. If not, so this way, a lot of people now are so eager to know how Classic Flash is that they will likely spend at least $50 to get the 3 stars and buy the gears. And yeah, I just hope that you guys don't end up disappointed, because I have not seen a lot of Flash gameplay. I've seen some videos on Discord. I can't share it because it's not my video. I don't own it. But for what I've seen so far, Classic Flash is good with. It seems to be a good support for Blue Beetle, legendary Blue Beetle, because if you remember, Blue Beetle works with fast attack, and Blue Beetle does up to eight hits. Hey God, every day I must have one issue. Anyways, because of the number of hits that Blue Beetle can accumulate and the 100% fast attack offered by Classic Flash, and yeah, there's going to be some use for Classic Flash as a support. As a damage dealer, he also has, oh my Jesus, he also has potential as a damage dealer. Like I said, I've not seen anything yet that makes me go like, oh, I must get this character. And that's another thing. If I had seen something at 3 or 4 stars that made me go, wow, we don't have anything like this in this game, then I probably would have spent $100 by now. But I have not seen anything along those lines. I've only seen people that have him up to 5 stars, 6 stars. They're just using him in arena. So, and to sum it all up, to show, I'll add this. If Classic Flash has a game mode that gives a good amount of rewards, and that he is the easiest option to defeat that opponent, like they were alluding to the fact that Classic Flash would be good for one of the sub bosses in the current league rates. Well, number one, I don't even play league rates as much. It's not the mode I'm really interested in. And number two, there will always be other options. I've seen people defeating the sub bosses in league raid with different teams without having Classic Flash. So at the moment, the question, before you spend the $100, just ask yourself, what exactly am I getting Classic Flash for? If you're a crypto billionaire or your father is super rich, it doesn't matter. You don't need to have a reason to buy him. Just spend that money, help us fund the game, and help us pay some NRS salaries. We are very grateful to you. But that's one set of people. But for somebody that is trying to optimize their account, trying to improve their solo ratings and all of that, and if for some reason on this video now you would have seen that I'm sharing up to 10 different teams that I use for solo raid. I mind I don't have all of them. We'll talk a little bit about that towards the end. But if you don't have any of these yet, maybe if we find out that Classic Flash has some use or some way to support existing teams, or even Classic Flash as a damage dealer might turn out to be something. Like I said, no evidence of that at the moment that I've seen. I've not seen anything yet, but maybe after posting this video, I might just come across one. Yeah, so if that is the case, then fine. But I would say watch a lot of video, like maybe not a lot, but watch those guys that spend money to get the character, and after that you can make your decision. I would say you don't need Classic Flash. That's what I would say right now. I may change my tunes after seeing more videos of him, but right now I would say these 10 teams on this video, I'm sharing with you guys 10 teams 10 teams that you can use, that if you can. And right now we have only 7 pips a day, so inside these 10, if you can build 7 from the 10 videos I've shown, from the 10 gameplays I've shown on this video, these are 10 unique teams. If you can build any of these 7, you don't need. But like I said, if you're a crypto billionaire and you are going to help us to fund the game, I am more than grateful to you. I'm very happy. Please spend. Guys, I'm never against spending. I have spent in this game. I buy gears. I've spent in getting gems, like through. I'm trying to remember what those things are called. I forgot. To getting gems through those other games. We play the other games, you get rewards. Sometimes I spend maybe $10 on that game, I get like 10,000 gems and stuff like that. So I've done that before. So I'm never against spending. The game needs to make money for the game to remain up. But if you are just starting out, or you are mid-level and you are just trying to build your team, I'll say no, you don't need that. Right now, in this video I've showed you guys 10 teams. There's one team that is missing here. I shared a video of Shazam some days back, and you guys can see how amazing Shazam is. I would say Shazam makes it 11. I've shared you 10, but there's even an option of getting Shazam. And I would even say right now, you are better off even waiting for Shazam chest to come back than getting Classic Flash. But Classic Flash will seem interesting. It's a character I would love to have eventually when the gem chest becomes available. I don't think it's a character I need to spend $100 to get, because at the moment, Classic Flash is not solving any problems that the likes of Shazam and and Scorpion are not fixing. Yeah, so that's what I would say about Flash. It's disappointing, of course. I'm sure you guys are as disappointed as I am, but yeah, the game will always do what's best for them to make money. And at this point, guys, I'm not. I've experienced this so much in the past that I don't think I felt bad when it happened on that particular day. But after a few minutes, I'm like, well, it's not as if I have not been here before. But I'm sure those of you that have been playing maybe from the past 2 years, past 3 years, you are probably got it. But this video was just to let you guys know this is not the first time. It's probably not the last. This is probably going to be their mode of operation moving forward. It's going to be more difficult for the likes of me to get the characters and present to you guys and try different options. But I guess there will always be those that have the money to spend, and I'm grateful to those guys. Special thank you for funding Justice 2 Mobile. I am grateful. The fan base is grateful. Everybody is grateful. And guys, I'm also happy that we got improved characters. Was improved, Scorpion was improved, Shazam was massively improved. And to me, that is our own character. That's for free to play. Let us leave Classic Flash for the guys that spend the money, at least for now. If you enjoy my videos, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.